cast and crew. These guys worked for nothing, most of them. Dirt cheap, the others. And where's Tane? All right, Tane needs to stand up, dude. Yeah.
There are some people hiding like that.
Yeah, so Tane, that guy right there. So I had the idea to write this thing about a year and a half ago in May. And I approached Mike first, and Mike was like, I'm on board, let's write this thing. And for a long while, it was just me and Mike, and we're like, how the hell are we gonna make this movie? And that's when I approached my old friend Tane, I know Tane through my bandmate Richard, and he came on board, and my other bandmate Mario came on board, and it was just the four of us, and we were just the four people that were gonna make this movie. And I mean, the months kind of kept going, and for a second, you know, I kind of felt like, all right, looks like it's going to be the four of us with a video camera and us, and that's it. But, I mean, it turned into, thank God, you know, I'm very happy about what it turned into, but I want to thank you, Tane, for being there from the very beginning and for being such a core part of this crew. I appreciated everything you did. Any other questions? Yeah, I think, yeah, the pretty girl over there, right there, with the shoulders showing. Virginia.
Fabulous job on the soundtrack, that was great. But
thank you.
We never actually really hear the noise.
Right.
But we hear your track in the background. Is it supposed to be like a relationship?
Right, so that's actually, yeah, that's a good question. Like, I mean, you know, we don't hear the noise. We don't know if it's real. The soundtrack, at some points, I think, you know, I hope, kind of had, you know, this effect where it asked the viewer was like, wait, is that the noise? Is that what it is that it? But I don't know. I mean, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know if the noise was real. Do you?
I defer to the director.
Yeah, so, but yeah, thanks. Yes, sir.
Did you know what we laughed at was going to be funny?
Well, you know, I didn't when I was cutting it. I knew a couple of them. There were a couple of ones where it was like kind of the louder laughs. I knew those, and I was like hoping to kind of like. There was one where it's Jonas's video, and he's, you know, doing the Jonas X production thing, and there was a very definitive bad cut, you know, where he's like, he looks up to the, you know, and then it cuts to him talking, and it's like a very awkward cut, and I did that like on purpose, but there was no real other visual cue, and I didn't know if the audience was gonna get that was like his homegrown video. But I mean, you guys laughed. That was like, I think, one of the most validating laughs I had all movie.
The nice dog.
Oh yeah, dude, that was great too. So yeah, like that was actually another one where, you know, yeah, that was an expected one. You know, that was definitely an expected one.
That was great.
Yes, not exactly a question, but I was wondering if you would comment on the way you shot the film, the choices you made. There were a lot of shots, follow shots, where you're looking at the back.
Correct.
Backs of heads, very close. And the other, if you comment on the color, the sort of blown out whites, and then your selective use of color.
Yeah, so those are actually both very good questions and very real answers. So I had two ways that we were going to make this film, or two ways I was going to make shots, and I had a little $100 Steadicam thing that I had that was like a little balancer that I could put the camera on and I could kind of follow people around with, and the other one was a tripod. So I mean, I did have the you know, I invested in a dolly and a crane, but moving those from location to location was just so cumbersome that really what we ended up with was we had a tripod, and we had that one handheld kind of Steadicam. So what I tried to do was, for the moving shots, I tried to use a lot of the kind of the handheld. I don't know if you've ever seen The Wrestler, but Darren Aronofsky is one of my 3 favorite directors ever. And Aronofsky does this thing where he just follows the back of Mickey Rourke, like, you know, walking into a club and all of that. So I kind of took a hint from him on that one, and I felt like, you know, I only have these very few ways to make moving shots happen. So I'm gonna do that as much as I can. Like, one thing about that, this kind of happened. It was a little bit kind of subconscious, but the only time there's an actual moving, walking shot with the Steadicam that you're actually facing the person, you can see his face, is at the very, very end. Everything else is you see him from the back. At the very end, after he talks to Jonas, right before he puts the earplugs back in, we actually see his face during that walk. The second one was a question about what? I'm sorry.
Well, just the